Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Todd Blackman, your central drummer, and today I'm going to be telling y'all a story of why I chose my school and all that. So, basically, this is a little different. This basically title video is Everything Happens for a Reason. And so, this is my story of my process of figuring out what school I wanted to go to. So, currently I'm going to Texas State University, and it was not my first choice. Just because all the rumors I've heard is like it's a party school and all that, which any school's a party school. Only if you make it or if you find people that you know. But with that being said, Texas State was not my first choice because of those reasons, and I didn't do even further research about that. As you know, that Butch Miles teaches over there. He's played with like Count Basie, Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett, Willie Nelson, a lot of people. But I didn't know that at the time. So before, I wanted to go to University of North Texas. That was my primary goal. And I spent 3 years at my community college just prepping for that. And when auditions came, I picked about like 5 schools I wanted to apply to. Academically, I got into everyone except for UT, which is weird because I had a really high GPA and I didn't get into that place. Plus, I didn't want to go into that place with knowledge before that I didn't realize that Matthew McConaughey teaches over there, so that would have been pretty cool if I was over there. But that's okay. Everything happens for a reason. But I was figuring out what places apply to, and so I picked, there was, well, UT's not an option, but I auditioned over there. Lamar, which was in Belmont, all these are in Texas. UNT, U of H, and Texas State University. So these were all the schools that I auditioned at. So UT was one of the schools I didn't want to go to, so I'm not going to talk about that. Lamar was alright. It was most of the stuff is classical stuff, and so I don't care much for classical anymore because I want to stick onto drum sets, the hardcore stuff, which is what my major is, jazz studies. So I work on technical stuff, but Lamar was mostly classical, and I did really well over there. But the reason why I didn't want to go to that is because, one, it was really next to refineries, and two, not a lot of people want to go to Lamar at all. So not a lot of people applied there, and I was like, why are there not a lot of people auditioning? Because I was there auditioning, and I was in a waiting room, and there was like one other percussionist, and there was not a lot of people auditioning, so I was like, okay, this is a no-no place. So I didn't go to Lamar, so that was off the mat, even though I got some scholarship money. Next place was U of H. Oh my gosh, this was the worst place to go to in my experience. Some of my other friends go there, and they have the best time of their life. They had a really good audition experience. Well, they had to make some calls to figure out the loops that were happening that were let's say they misfiled their paperwork and all that. So for me, like, they were introducing a new jazz program over there, and so I was going to be the testee. So I was auditioning over there, and I already applied for U of H, and I haven't heard anything back. So I was guessing, okay, I guess it's okay for me to audition if I haven't heard anything back from my academic status. So I went over there, did my audition, and it was a really good audition. But here's the thing, I never heard back from them. Still to this day, I never heard back from that person about my audition. And they said they would send it to people, and they would send it to me. That didn't happen. And so I'm like, U of H, you need to get your act straight. And for academically, I heard back from them, but I already made my decision of what school I wanted to go to, like a month after. And I'm like, you really gotta get your act straight. And some teachers that I've known don't care much for U of H just based on that. It's very untransfer friendly because I'm a transfer student. It's very untransfer friendly. So that's why I don't like U of H. Now, it's a really great program, but they really need to work on communication, in my opinion, and everything else. So there's more stories of U of H. That's another video idea I'm thinking of doing is why U of H sucks, even though I do not go there. So I took note of that. Then the next place, my dream place I wanted to go to was UNT. Oh, wait, let's see, there was Lamar, UT, U of H. Yes, UNT. UNT, University of North Texas in Denton, close to Dallas and Fort Worth. That was my place I wanted to go to. Reason why is because of the 1 o'clock lab band and 1 o'clock lab band, and also the school's been recognized for a lot of stuff, like their composers like get Grammys and all that, get nominations, and also the jazz lab band, the 1 o'clock lab band wins Grammys, and they get a lot of nominations. And so I wanted to go there, and so I trained my best with my drum teacher over there, and academically I almost had a full ride. If I had like some music scholarships, I would have a full ride. But when I auditioned over there, I did two things. I did like, no, it was one thing, mostly one thing. And so I did the drum set and marimba part. So I sight read big band charts. And this was when Edsel, before he retired. This is during a time where he was getting close to retirement, Edsel. If you don't know him, he's played with Woody Herman and some other guys. He's like one of the best drummers, drum set teachers you can have. I auditioned him. I didn't get in to that place. That was very heartbreaking for me. But I was like, okay, something better has to come along and all that. I just want to get my degree and get out now. So then I went to Texas State University. I went over there. The vibe was very familiar. Plus, they got a river. I like the fact they had a river over there. And so I got there a day before and got all ready. Just sightsee. It just had a very familiar vibe to one of my local towns that's around in Houston called Deer Park. It had a very familiar vibe. So it wasn't likable to me at the time, but now it is, because I currently go there now. That's the place I chose. But the reason why I chose, well, I'll get to that point later. So my audition process was really easy. I didn't take it serious. And so when I was coming to audition and all that, I did like a hearing test, sight singing test, which was really easy. All I had to do was like sing Happy Birthday, clap rhythms, repeat patterns. That was it. That was easy. That wasn't hard. I was like, Texas State University, you're being very simple. And when it came to my audition, that was really easy too, because all I had to do was play some time, play certain grooves, sight read the big band charts, which was easy. And they were like, okay, do you have any more questions? And I was like, no, but if I do, I know how to contact y'all. But the way they had that set up is they had a panel of jazz faculty, and Butch Miles was part of it. And at the time, I didn't know everything about Butch. Yeah, because I didn't care. I was like, kind of like lost hope a little bit. So I was like, just audition, see if I could get some leverage from other schools, see if I could blackmail. I like to use the word blackmail. But over there, I didn't get any scholarship money, but I got in, and I didn't take it serious. So I was like, okay, that was easy. But I just knew different ways of interpreting music. different styles and all that because I listened to jazz records. But I got into that school both academically and into the jazz program. But funny enough, actually, this is the missing part, that when I was over there, I did two things. I did the jazz studies and classical studies auditions. I didn't get into the classical, but I got into the jazz, which was very weird in my opinion. Well, it makes sense to me because when I had my classical audition, they said, okay, you have 2 auditions today. If you got accepted to both of them, which one would you choose? I was like, nah, whichever offers more and all that. So they knew I was going for jazz. So they were like, they didn't say it to me, but they said it on the paper that I didn't get in. So that was very funny. But when it came to the decision, my parents are like, we're not sure if you should go to Texas State, or we want you to be close by and not far away, just play it safe. I was like, yeah, I was thinking about it, and it was my drum teacher. I had to talk to, oh snap, I'm going to edit that out actually. So my drum teacher at my community college said that, Todd, you need to go to Texas State University. Butch Miles has played for a lot of great acts, a lot of jazz legends, and he's part of drum history. So you better go and study under him, because you'll be part of history too, because you was studied under him. So I told my parents that I wanted to go to this place and I'm going to make it work no matter what. And they said, okay, all right, we'll make arrangements and go over there. And so that's my school I went to. And so I'm currently going over there, have like a year and a half left, and it was the best choice I made. So everything happens for a reason, and I love the fact that I am currently studying under a jazz legend who's played with Count Basie, Dave Brubeck, Frank Sinatra. That's a big one right there, and a lot of singers, plus Willie Nelson too. We like Willie Nelson, don't we? But anyway, that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and